Hi everybody, this is Sherman. Welcome back to my channel, Sherman's Miscellany, and welcome to the third episode in our Icewind Dale Enhanced Edition playthrough. If you remember, when last we left our intrepid adventurers, we'd just been through this beetle-infested cave, and killed a whole bunch of goblins there. We are just outside of Kuldahar. We helped an ogre with his headache in that tower. So now it's time to leave this area and head to Kuldahar. What do we have here?
Very well.
The mill wheel is stuck in a frozen creek. Though it shows signs of heavy use, there appears to be no way it could operate in its current environment. Alright, what do we have here? We've got a goblin.
Stand and deliver!
And once again,
I'm here.
our sorceress is out of darts, so she's going to foolishly try to engage in melee with naught but her hands. That doesn't work for me because I don't have enough money to be able to resurrect her.
You would do well to fear a woman's wrath.
Alright.
I am by your side.
Now that we've survived that encounter,
Very well.
let's see if there's anything useful in here. Take some arrows. And we've got a barrel with a potion. Potions are always super useful. And put that potion in the potion bag. What do we have there? This dead dog appears to have been partially eaten. Oh, that's just lovely. Let us save and talk to this goblin marshal. What am I doing here? You can speak common? Of course. Not all goblins are idiots. Just most of us. What is the buzzing in my head? What's wrong with you? I don't know. Something's in my head. It's whispering things to me. My mind can't understand it, but something inside me does. I have to answer it. That's unfortunate. I have to be going now. Farewell. Who are you? I am Kuldahar, chief of Bleeding Eye. Bow before me and pay tribute. Alright. I refuse. I will not pay you a tribute, nor bow before you. Do not mock, Chief of Bleeding Eye. You give tribute now or die. How about you shut up before I spill your guts all over the floor? You insult me. Wolves will feed on your flesh tonight. We will see about that. And we are going to reload that.
As you wish.
Let's see. Let's go with why should I?
You have need of
I'm
me?
here.
Alright.
Watch this. Time to trim this one down to size.
Oopsie. That's not quite what I meant to do either. Alright, so what we're gonna just do is change her script for the moment. There we go. Now we're gonna save, and we're gonna rest. And we're gonna save one more time.
As you wish.
And now we should be good.
How can
I help?
Alright, that is a much
I am by your
better outcome.
Very well.
What have we got here? We've got a scroll of blur. Gonna give that to our bard and have her memorize it. We've got a wand. And eventually she will identify that. And
Yes? Very well.
I'll make
now
this as
we're going
painless as
to
possible.
get rid of all of these goblins.
Attack.
And we'll check to see if there's anything
As
useful
you wish.
here. Nothing. No. We'll take that gold. And definitely take those gems. Bring those gems over there. Give the arrows to our ranger. And we're going to save before we open that door. There's a little boy there. Shh! Be quiet or the goblins will hear us. What are you doing in the closet? I'm hiding from the goblins. They got my dad and sister. Do not mourn too deeply, child. If your father and sister are pure of heart, they are in a better place. Justice will come to those who murdered them. Come with me, and I will find some help for you. Ah, the paladin's dialogue. Don't worry about me. I'll go to the temple in Kuldahar. I know the way. Now that the goblins are dead, it'll be easy to get there. Bye. Alright. How close are we to leveling up? This is part of the mill's machinery. Despite the recent presence of the goblins, it seems to be intact. Let's head this way.
Stand and deliver!
Actions must speak louder than words.
Very well.
Alright, let's see what kind of loot we've got. More arrows and some gold. I will always take arrows and gold. It looks like there is nothing to get here. Just some experience from the goblins.
Very well. As you wish. Very well.
Let's see if we can make it to East Haven. Pardon me, not East Haven, but Kuldahar. And there we go, ladies and gentlemen. Kuldahar.
Fighting their way through the goblin-infested valley of the pass, the survivors of the doomed East Haven expedition at last came upon the small hamlet of Kuldahar. Nestled within the roots of a massive oak tree, the tiny cottages were a welcome sight for the weary travelers. As the party approached the town, a warm breeze blew over them, chasing away the chill of the frozen pass, and carrying with it the sweet scent of cooking fires.
Very well.
I knew you'd make it through. I just knew it. Who are you? And how did you know we were coming? I'm Nate. Arundel said that help was on its way. I've been out here every day keeping a lookout for you. Where's the rest of your army? Are you just the scouts or something? Sorry to disappoint you, but we are alone. Alone? I thought for sure that the 10 towns would send an army to help us. Wait till Arundel finds out it's just you. Who is Arundel? Arundel's my friend. He's the oldest and smartest man in the whole world. He can talk to animals, you know. You should probably go see him. He'll be wanting to talk to you, too. Very well. Where can we find this Arundel? He lives across this bridge on the other side of the brook. Just look for the house with the 3 big rocks out front. Thanks, Nate. Farewell. Alright, now that we have gotten to the end of the Kuldahar Pass adventure, we are going to level up our Bard and Sorceress. Alright. Girth's Equipment Shop. That must be Girth.
As you wish.
Ah, whereso the wind blows, travelers seek shelter, and supplies, mayhap. Good day and cheer to you, ma'am. My name is Girth. I tell by the cut of your cloth and your bearing that you are a visitor. Fresh to Kuldahar. Is there something you wish to purchase? What is this place? This is my shop, friend. I supply caravans in the shade of this great oak. This shop was my father's, and my father's before him. I believe that should be and his father's before him. And it dates almost 3 generations back, if you can believe it. Like many of the places in Kuldahar and the surrounding lands, there is much history to be found if one digs deep enough. Are you a historian? Nay, I wouldn't go so far as to say that. I dabble in time's passage, perhaps, but it is not a full-time occupation, merely a hobby. I do enjoy learning more of the past and examining trinkets from around the area. I have quite a collection, a little museum of sorts. Some call it junk, but what sort of things do you collect? Keys, notes, books on the region. If you happen to come across any on your travels, I'll pay a fair sum to take them off your hands. If I come across keys, books, or documents that I may need later, can I purchase them back? Of course, I purchase such things only for my own interest and to preserve the history and culture of the region. They do not end up on a rattling caravan to some Kalmashan market, that's for certain. Very well. May I see what you have for sale? We've got some mummy tea. I believe that cures disease. Yep. Oh, those are some nice spendy bardic stuff. Allows a bard to memorize 2 extra 2nd level spells and 1 extra 3rd level spell. Summon 2 to 4 berserkers once per day. Oh, that could definitely be useful. Oopsie.
As you wish.
Welcome. I've been expecting you for some time now.
Expecting us? How is that possible? We've only just recently arrived in town.
Yes, well, bad news travels upon swift wings in these mountains. I know about your expedition from Easthaven. I know why you are here, for it was I who sent for you.
You sent for us? I don't understand.
I am Arendelle, known to some as the Archdruid of Kuldahar. Though I invite you to dispense with the formalities and just call me Arendelle, plain and simple. Titles tend only to serve one's own vanity and aren't really of much use in this small mountain community.
You are the Archdruid, eh? Then I assume you can tell me what is going on around here.
Yes. It was I who sent Hallister to Easthaven for help. His death weighs heavily upon my conscience. For not only was he a student of mine, but he was also a friend and trusted companion. He will be missed, as will Hrothgar and the other members of your expedition.
You knew Hrothgar?
Let us say I knew of him. Word of his deeds has reached even our small, isolated town. I also know that his death, tragic as it is, was no accident. Someone or something did not want your party to reach Kuldahar alive.
This someone or something, I presume, is the reason you sent for help?
There are malevolent forces at work in these mountains. Forces that seek to undermine the delicate balance we druids have struggled to preserve for centuries.
Malevolent forces. Could you be more specific?
No, would that I could. The face of the evil remains hidden, but its presence is unmistakable. All about us, there are signs of its damaging influence on the balance. The unnatural weather, the recent rash of abductions, the numerous monster sightings in the pass. These all point towards something sinister. Even the animals sense something is amiss.
Can you tell me more about these disturbances?
I can only tell you of what little I know. Which disturbances would you have me speak of?
Tell me about the recent rash of abductions.
Oh, yes. Terrible, terrible. At first, there were tales told by travelers of companions disappearing into the night, snatched up from their bedrolls as they camped along the narrow trail that winds through the pass. We did not think much of these tales, for such occurrences are not unheard of in these mountains. Then one night, Conlan's boy Sheemish went missing. The next morning, the whole town searched for the boy, but turned up nothing. He was just gone, vanished, without a trace.
That is strange indeed.
The boy was just the first. Several nights later, another disappeared. Megan Potts, the local midwife. Her husband Khalil was grief-stricken to the point of madness. With barely a word to anyone, he snatched up his sword and marched off into the darkness after his wife. No one has heard from him since. And now, the abductions are occurring more frequently. Aiden, the old innkeeper from the Evening Shade, was taken only 3 days ago.
I see. So what are we to do about all this?
I fear that if we do not soon discover the source of these disturbances, then all that we have worked for will be destroyed. The evil that has come to these mountains infects this town like a disease. As its people suffer, so does the tree suffer from the sickness that attacks the balance, corrupting it with its very presence. Already, the circle of warmth that radiates from the great oak has begun to recede. We were forced to abandon the outlying farmsteads as a result of the shrine's fading power. If we do not take action soon, I am afraid that the life-giving warmth will cease altogether. Both the great oak and the town, nestled within its roots, will die. This must not happen. We need your help.
Very well. Together we shall root out this evil that threatens the town. What must we do?
I suggest you begin by investigating the Vale of Shadows. It is a place not far from here. Darkness has always clung to the floor of the small canyon, as if the light of the sun itself were wary of the place. There are a number of ancient crypts hidden within the shadows of the Vale's narrow cliff walls. There have been rumors of the dead awakening and emerging from their dusty tombs to walk once more amongst men. If these rumors are true, then I suspect that whatever is responsible for disturbing their slumber may be behind the other disturbances as well. Go to the Vale of Shadows, learn what you can about the happenings there, then return here and we shall discuss a course of action. Good luck, and farewell.
I wonder what would happen
How may I best serve?
if we have our druid speak to him.
Please, you must make haste. Time works against us. We must discover the source of this evil before the balance is altered irrevocably.
I understand. Before I go, could you tell me more about the druids of Kuldahar?
Balance is the belief that this town is built upon, the very reason for its existence. Druids of Sylvanus, the Oak Father, have tended this shrine since the beginning. For hundreds of years, we have striven to achieve the ideal balance between man and nature. When settlers finally came to this pass, it was the Archdruid Tolban, my predecessor, who laid the foundation for the relationship that led to the birth of this community.
Who is this Tolban?
Tolban was the catalyst for the transformation of the shrine from a sacred grove to a thriving community in which man and nature exist as one. At first, settlers were kept away from this site. The druids of old saw outsiders as an affront to the sanctity of the tree and its sphere of benign influence. They erected thorny brambles to keep intruders out, and used their powers to frighten away the men and women that came to build homes in a place they felt was obviously so close to the gods. It wasn't until the succession of Archdruid Tolban that things changed. Unlike his predecessors, he believed that the settlement of the valley was not only inevitable, but it was actually the will of Sylvanus. He also believed that we had been wrong in keeping the settlers away, and that the Oak Father had intended people to share in the miracle of the Great Oak from the beginning. When Tolban finally became Archdruid, He formed a plan to fulfill the destiny of this sacred site by bringing about a union between the Great Oak Shrine and the settlers. It was this union that the Archdruid Tolman believed would achieve the harmony that we had been striving for generations. The harmony between man and nature. As it stands, Kuldahar is a monument to this vision. The tree and town exist in a natural symbiosis, where it is next to impossible to tell where one leaves off and the other begins. But now, the balance is threatened.
We will do what we can. Farewell.
My sword is yours.
You have need of me? I am by your side.
Wonder if I can...
Speak your mind.
Yes? As you wish. I am here. As you wish. Very well.
Let's head up here and see if we can find a smith. We need to sell our weapons that we've been collecting from the goblins and buy some more darts for our sorceress at least.
Yes! You have need of me? As you wish.
Goblin.
Very well.
Ah! Phew! No sneak up on Weenog like that. Who are you? Me, Weenog. Who are you? I am Alisan. Who lives here? Surely this tower cannot belong to you. No, tower belongs to master. Weenog only servant. Cleans tower, makes beds, cooks tasty food for the master. The master? Who is your master? Oruk, the master. Great wizard the master is. Weenog serves the master so one day he can be great wizard too. I see. Where might I find this great wizard? The master is in study through door. Go in if you want to speak with the master. Weenog not allowed in study. Master keeps powerful magics in there. Books, papers, and wizard things that Weenog not understand. Thanks, Weenog. Farewell. And here we have Auric the Grey.
Certainly.
Well now, what have we here? It's been a long time since I have had guests. Welcome, my name is Auric. What brings you to my humble home? I would like to ask you some questions about disturbances in the pass. Ah yes, the disturbances. I'm afraid I can't be of much help to you there. I rarely leave this tower for any reason, you see. My studies prevent me from taking an active interest in the affairs of the people of Kuldahar. Their problems are no concern of mine. I understand you're busy, but could you at least offer some assistance in the way of spells or scrolls? I'd be willing to pay, of course. I see. Well, you've come to the right place. I can certainly provide you with a number of useful spells for your spellbook. Of course, I am only willing to offer you certain spells. I fear much of the knowledge I possess is beyond your comprehension. Perhaps in the future you may be worthy of such advanced knowledge. Very well, what do you have to offer me at the moment? Melf's Acid Arrow, that's a good one to have. Can a bard use that? Now we've got some artifacts there. And a bag of holding for 10,000. That's not a bad deal. May just have to grab that.
Wish.
Alright, so it looks like we're going to have to go this way to explore any more of the town.
I am by your
How can I
side.
help?
I want to have my ranger use his tracking. This area seems to be supernaturally warmed. There's nothing else that indicates why it should be in a state of summer when the rest of the pass is in the heart of winter. Trails and tracks of human residents are evident everywhere. Occasionally you find a large green scale, possibly from an unusually large snake.
Yes.
That could
As you wish.
become more relevant later. We will just have to see. We have here the potter. I don't have really a use for any pottery right now. The Root Cellar Tavern.
As you wish.
I heard there were strangers in town, but I didn't believe it. You from East Haven? How did you get through? We were part of an expedition from East Haven, but not all of us made it. My sympathies for your fallen comrade. What happened? The pass is snowed in, and to make things worse, there's a horde of creatures in the pass, mostly goblins and orcs. I doubt any caravans will be through for quite some time. That is grim news indeed. I fear things in Kuldahar are not much better. You may wish you'd stayed in East Haven. Tell me about Kuldahar. What did you want to know about Kuldahar? Or did you want to know what's been going on around Kuldahar? Do you know anything about the Veil of Shadows? The Veil of Shadows? Might want to ask Mirik. He and his brother Silas make a pilgrimage there every year to pay their respects to their ancestors. I think they left on their trip a day or two ago, though, so they won't be back for a while. I'll see if I can find them in the Veil, then. Friend, don't go stepping into the Veil of Shadows. It's not a place for the living, and as long as the dead mind their own affairs, we mind ours. I have to go there. The Veil may be the source of the troubles in Kuldahar. Never been to the Veil of Shadows myself, but I've heard it's covered in shadows. It's like twilight there all the time. No good will come from the living setting foot in the Veil. Let evil feed on evil, that's what I say. It's not much choice. Any advice or information that you could offer would be welcome. Well, I don't know too much about the Veil, or even like talking about it for that matter. You may have better luck with some of the other townsfolk. They may know more than I do, and there's no telling what random tidbit someone might cough up when you're talking with them. I have some more questions about the town. Well, Kuldahar's not a big place, but I can tell you a bit about it if you want. There any churches or temples nearby? There's a temple to Ilmater here, in the Northeast Canyon, just beneath the wrecked airship. Don't know if that's your faith or not. The brothers and the Reverend Mother are good people. Ilmater, the broken god, correct? Aye, he's the god of suffering, the crying god. His priests seek to help alleviate the sufferings of others by taking on their pain. Don't know all their teachings, but that's pretty much how I understand it. Don't you worship him? Well, I'll tell you, friend. One look at the great tree of Kuldahar, and it seems to me that nature's the only thing really deserving of worship around here. I mean, the branches nearly scrape the clouds, it seems. Beautiful sight it is. Have you ever heard the teachings of Ilmater? I think they might make you see the church differently. Well, maybe so. What are his teachings? Ilmater is the willing sufferer. He takes on the burdens and pains of others, and so do his priests. I'm sure you notice the priests put others ahead of themselves, and they are always there when one needs healing or comfort. Suppose I'd always assumed the priests had been helping the town in the hopes of gaining converts. Maybe I'll attend one of their worship days and see a little more of what the church is like. Thanks for opening my eyes a little. I must take my leave. Farewell. There we go. So we have gained some experience for converting
I am here.
Your command.
one of the townspeople. And let's try another one of the townspeople with our druid.
Gladly.
Alright. Same sort of dialogue. Part of an expedition from East Haven. The pass is snowed in. These are functionally identical townspeople. They're going to all say the same types of things. Alright, here we go. You know, just last month, Girth was going on about one of the tombs said to be in the Vale of Shadows. Says one of them's the tomb of Kresilak, the Black Wolf. Kresilak, don't think I've heard of him. Terrorized this region years ago, he did, with a whole legion of soldiers, shamans, and priests under his banner. I had some more questions about the town. How long has that tree been here? It's huge. Been here as long as I can remember. A blessing, as near as I can tell. The chilly weather doesn't even touch the town with the tree growing here. It radiates enough heat to keep things green, which is a sight for tired eyes here in the north. But hells, if you came through the pass, you'll know that already. The tree seems weak somehow, ill, yet I know not why. Is there something wrong with it? It's more than that. It's like the great tree's influence is shrinking somehow. We don't know why. People have had to abandon the outlying farmsteads. The temperature dropped, though. No telling what's next. I had some more questions about the town. There any churches or temples nearby? Alright. Ilmater. Don't you worship him? Here we go. It gratifies me to hear of your respect for nature. I, too, have taken nature into my heart, and it grants me strength. If I had half that oak's strength, I'd be a fortunate one, I would. I could bestow upon you a minor blessing, if you're willing. Aye, I'd appreciate such a kindness, I would. Very well. Close your eyes. Feel the ground beneath your feet, the running water of the creek, the wind through the branches. Now open your eyes. Whoa! Everything seems clearer. Nay, sharper somehow. Thank you. Here, take this. It's not much, but it might be enough to pay you for your stay here in Kuldahar. I am grateful, but I must take my leave. Farewell. There we go, and we've just got 2,400 experience. That's 400 apiece, just for talking to some of these townsfolk. So now, let's try talking to some of the other townspeople and see if we can get some more information about the Vale of Shadows. This is the bartender, though. Well now, seems the pass coughed up one more straggler. Welcome to the root cellar, stranger. Name's Whitcomb. What's your pleasure? A drink? Something from the kitchen? Nothing this day, thank you. Let's talk to Lysan. Welcome, traveler. May I be of service to you? I would like to ask you some questions. I will help you if I can. What would you like to know? Who are you? I'm Lysan, the barmaid. If I may be of service to you, you need but ask. What do you do here, Lysan? As I said, I'm a barmaid. I help take care of the customers. I serve food and drinks, chat with folks, and listen to what they have to say. You'll learn a lot if you take the time to listen. Have you heard any rumors you can share with me? Well, I hear tales. Folks have been talking about the recent avalanche, the haunted vale, missing folks, monsters, and Arendelle. What are they saying about the avalanche? I hear it was a bad one. The pass out of the valley has been blocked and won't be open again till who knows when. Some folks are trapped here and none too happy about it. Not much that can be done, though. Just wait for spring and see if it clears enough for travel. You mentioned a haunted vale. Can you tell me about it? Most folks call it the Vale of Shadows. It's always dark there, like twilight or a moonlit night. Anyway, there are those who say spirits of the dead wander the vale. Folks don't go there anymore. They're afraid to. Maybe someone should do something about that. You said something about monsters. Are they a problem here? A sore subject, that one is. It seems like they're on the rise lately. More monsters are spotted in the surrounding countryside every day. Orcs, goblins, you know the like. It has people worried. Did you say something about missing people earlier? Aye, folks have been vanishing without a trace. I recall something about a man's wife gone missing. Packed up and left his home and all to go find her. Another is the smithy's young son. You might want to talk to him if you have an interest. Who is this Arendelle you mentioned? Arendelle, he's the local sage or hermit. I don't know rightly what to call him. Folks have a lot of respect for him, though. Anyway, I guess he's taken an interest in a lot of the goings-on around here of late. He's been seen out and about more than usual for him. That's all I know. Let me ask you something else. What can you tell me about this tavern? Why, this is the best tavern in all of Kuldahar. The food is good, the ale isn't watered down, and the service is friendly. Do I have any more uses of detect evil?
As you wish.
All right. Let's see if this person has anything different to say about the Veil of Shadows. Someone mentioned that I talked to Mirik, and someone else spoke of Kresalak. Do you know anything about the creatures that inhabit the Veil of Shadows? Saw one of those huge worms, carrion crawlers, once by the road leading to the Veil of Shadows. When one of the townsfolk spotted it, it was feasting on a caravan guard that had stepped out to relieve himself of his traveler's burden. Must have been quite a shock to him, but not for long, fortunately. What did you do? Me and some of the men got together and drove the damn thing off with arrows. Those crawlers can paralyze a man with their tentacles, and if they do, it's a long, horrible death watching them eat you as you lie there, helpless. All right.
Yes.
Let's see if
Certainly.
we've got any more people that will tell us about... Nope. Looks like that is it. What do we have here? Oh, that is just somebody's
Certainly.
house.
As you wish.
And once again, that's
As you
somebody's
wish.
house.
As you wish.
How do we get... There we go. That's how we get up this hill. What is over here? An inn? The Evening Shade Inn. Aldwyn.
As you wish.
You looking for a room, or do you just want to let the chill in? I've got no room for stragglers. Show some coin, or I'll show you the door. I'm looking for... actually, let's go with who are you? I'm Aldwyn, and maybe having your head way up there don't make you hear so good. Do you want a room or not? My inn's the only inn in town, so don't even be thinking you'll be finding a better deal elsewhere. So this is your inn? Yeah, why? Somebody in town saying different? No, just curious. Do you have any rooms free? Yeah, we got a little space left, but I don't want to hear any haggling over the prices, you hear? It's the only inn in town, so don't even be thinking you'll be finding a better deal anywhere else. Very well, then. Let's see what rooms you have. Let's actually...
I am here. You have need of me? Very well.
go upstairs and take a look at some of the stuff.
Certainly.
What do we have in here?
I am by your side. Certainly.
There we go. Idan's legacy ring. What is that? This simple silver ring bears an inscription on the interior. It looks like the inscription was carved there by an expert silversmith. To the people of Kuldahar, should evening fall upon me, and my life be no more, I leave the evening shade to you. Please care for her as I did. Idan, last of the line of Kaivan.
Very well.
I found a ring in one of the upper rooms you might be interested in. What? This ring has an inscription on the inside that looks like the real claim to this inn. Why would you be the owner when this claim says different? Oh. So now you stoop to forcing your way into locked containers in people's houses, have you? Before you accuse me of doing anything wrong, maybe you should look to yourself. You're a paladin, right? What's a holier-than-thou soldier doing forcing locks, eh? I can't condone the action, but there may be a larger crime that must be investigated. The fact that you knew about this ring makes me even more certain you are guilty of something. You knew this ring was upstairs all along? No. I didn't know it was locked upstairs. Listen, I don't have to explain any... You're right. I will take Idan's ring to the elders of the town. Let them decide how to deal with this. Perhaps they could call on Idan's shade with this ring and speak to him about this. Justice must be served. Look, hold on. Here's what happened. First off, I never laid a hand on Idan. So Idan is dead. Well, yeah, but it's not my fault. I come into the inn one night after barely making my way through Kuldahar Pass, see, and there he is, lying on the floor of the inn, cold as a stone. Now, I'd been through the pass before I even talked with the old fool a bit, and I knew he didn't have any family. What did you do with the body? There had been rumors of people missing, so I buried the body outside of town, and then, well, I dug up some pen and ink and set up the claim. Granted, I stripped him of his belongings. I should have thrown away that damn ring, but look, I'm not doing any harm. He didn't have any family, and this town needs an inn. So why did you do it? You probably won't be able to sell this place, you know. The storm season closes off the caravan routes too often to turn any profit. I know. It's just that... I don't know. I'm sick of traveling, and I suddenly got the urge to settle. Blame the halfling in me, I suppose. At least I didn't try to plant myself in some glorified mole burrow and smoke a stinkweed pipe until I die of boredom. While it's good that you didn't hurt Idan, you shouldn't have hid the body and falsified the claim. There were people here that probably knew him and cared for him. They would have liked to have paid their respects. Besides, as Idan's ring states, the inn belongs to Kuldahar, not you. What you did is wrong. Yeah, well, before you start getting any more preachy on me, seems that you need to stop your habit of breaking and entering. That stinks of a thief. By my reckoning, that puts us at about the same level. Fair enough. Nonetheless, I want you to speak to the town elders and let them know what you've done. If you don't, I will speak to them, and it will be worse for you in the long run. Look, maybe what's to keep me from getting out of town? Well, you won't get far. An avalanche has sealed off the pass, and plus, there are raiders scouring the mountains. Just confess to the elders. All right, damn it, I'll go to them. Now stop bothering me. Good. Now I'm looking for a room. Can you help me? All right. Let's put this in the potion case, this in the gem case. Let's take a look. 600, pardon me, 1200 experience until she levels up, and about 1300 until he levels up. I do think that we are going to call it a day. Thank you so much for joining me on this. If you enjoyed the video, go ahead and give me a like. If you didn't, give me a dislike, but let me know in the comments what you think I could do better or what you'd like to see out of these videos. Also, if you have any positive feedback to give, feel free to leave a comment with that as well. I'd love to hear all of your guys' feedback. Go ahead and hit the subscribe button. That'll let you know as soon as I post more videos, and then hit that notification bell. That will notify you the second that those videos show up. Thank you so much. Looking forward to see you guys next time. Bye.